Hi, everybody. Dorothy here. Today, we're going to talk about Mars opposite Saturn, square Uranus. We're going to talk about the cycle of Mars, Saturn, Mars, and Uranus when these current cycles began. So we can get a little insight into how the Mars opposite Saturn square Uranus this week, that's a fixed T-square, how that can potentially play out. So I'll give you dates, just like I give you dates when we do the new moon and the full moon stuff. So I'm going to give you that. So let me get my charts pulled up here, and that way we can get started and I can share the screen and I can talk to you about that. So here is what it looks like with Mars opposite to Saturn right here, opposite Mars, opposite Saturn. You can actually even see that it's already engaged with Uranus. It's just a couple of days away. So Mars opposite Saturn is on July 1st. So that is quite a significant transit, right? So what does that mean for you and me? Well, first off, when Mars is in that fire sign, he's okay in that sign because he rules Aries, and that's fire as well. So they're in the same triplicity. That means Mars in that sign is fine. Mars is action, and Leo is in the energy of the ego and creativity and, driving life force. So when Mars is in Leo, we're looking to be we're inspired to be accomplished. We're aspiring. We can feel that we want to be very creative. However, it can also be, if provoked, it can be very assertive. And this is what a lot of people are running into these days. Now, Mars is in an opposition to Saturn, like you can see in the chart, on July 1st. And so we're already feeling this energy. We're already feeling the strength, the tension of this. It's already an applying aspect right now. This is the end of June. So potentially we can feel that anger ourselves, feel that heat. I'm feeling the heat. It's like 90 degrees here today. I had to turn my fans off. It's too noisy. I don't have AC. So I'm steaming hot right now, but not in the way that we think of it with Mars and Leo. But we could think of it as, that energy of anger or of action, right? And of conflict. So Mars wants action. Saturn opposite, Mars is opposite Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn is the energy of rules and regulations and restrictions. So we have this conflict going on, the two malefics. We have this conflict going on. And so you might find this conflict within yourself, or it might be somebody else is stirring something in you. Or if that's not your life, and that has the potential, of course, not everybody's walking around like this, but it feels like it some days. A lot of aggressive drivers out there these days. It feels pretty crazy. Just yesterday, just today, actually. Was it today? Yes, it was. I was out walking at the wildlife refuge, but on the drive there, I was going 55 and somebody was on my tail like no tomorrow. So I was being pushed. Finally, I just did my thing and I was going the speed. I wasn't going too slow. They were just wanting to go faster than me. Anyway, so that's kind of just, I know that's a minor thing, but that's what we can feel. Push, push, push. Somebody or something is pushing us, outside force. And then it could stir up anxiety or stress within you. So if you feel like you need to speak up and bring something to the attention of yourself or to somebody else, it just be aware that it could be explosive, because that's what Mars opposite Saturn can actually do. These two malefic planets in an opposition, we're being made aware of what is feeling like conflict within us. Now, we can also use this energy in a positive way by being very, very driven to accomplish a project. So when planets are in opposition, it has the similar feel of a full moon. And so I want you to go back to March, is March 31st, but anytime in that time frame within a week or so, March 31st, 2020, that is when Mars and Saturn were conjunct. Let me see if I can share that chart with you. Let's find it. Not that one. Give me a second. Here it is. I think I'm sharing, but I'm not sure. I'm going to do a new share. Here it is. So Mars and Saturn, here they are when they were conjunct on March 31st. This was 2020. And I know this was beginning of the pandemic and the lockdowns and everybody feeling very restricted and very angry and frightened and scared, just all of that stuff, whatever it was for you. This is when their cycle together started. All right, the cycle of Mars and Saturn. Every planet has their own cycles, just like we experience with the sun and the moon every month. So look back to this point, because now that we are at the energy of the full moon, basically of Mars opposite Saturn. Let me get that, make sure I'm sharing that as well. That Mars opposite Saturn now, this is what's coming to a head. So we're able to really take a look at it. So I want you to think about that. I want you to look at that. I want you to feel it in your life and just look at what was the similar subject matter that had begun back then that you may not even known it was beginning. Because whenever things begin, we don't always get to see the whole story yet. It's just a new beginning. We only have some idea of what the potential might be. But now that Mars and Saturn are in an opposition with each other, like I said, similar to a full moon energy, we have this opportunity to really see completely what it is that we began, what was that, like 15 months ago? Okay, so I want you to take a look at that. Now we also have, look back at your journals, what's culminating, what's coming to a head, what can you complete? Mars and Saturn, if you use them in a productive way, you can use them in a productive way by being very focused and very driven. So we want to do that too. Now Uranus is also involved in here. So let me grab that chart. Mars square Uranus, make sure I'm sharing that. I am. Mars square Uranus opposite, here we are, Mars square Uranus. Now, this can create the energy of something very different. That Mars square Uranus can bring in new ideas. It can be impulsive, right? We can really feel the need to break away from the Saturn boundaries and, those restrictions. It's a big opportunity for us to do that. We're going to feel restless. We're going to feel impulsive, but also energized to get things done, to set into place the changes we know we are looking for. The last time they were connected, their cycle started. Let me grab that chart. Their cycle started on the day of inauguration. There it is. Yes, it is up. Just making sure I'm sharing the right screen. On the day of inauguration, and that was January 20th. So you can look at this in the political world. I'm not interested in that. I want you to look at it in your own personal life. What was beginning and what were you initiating then? Because now that we have a square, that T square is going on here. Let me grab that chart. That Mars square Uranus, Mars opposite Saturn, that T square, that fixed T square says we have some opportunities for some things to change, some things to end, some things to continue forward. Now we need to be careful of fireworks. This is the 4th of July weekend for us here in the United States. A lot of those celebrations didn't happen last year, so it's going to be crazy. But, and you know what I've seen too, I've seen in the airlines, I've noticed recently, I'm going to stop my share. I've noticed recently then there's a lot more of aggressive passengers in the airline, flying. It's just, this is that Mars energy because it's in play now. It's the orb of these things is a little wider than we think sometimes. So what's going on for you? How's that feel in your world and in your life? Now, as we move through the rest of the week and into the week next, we have, let me grab my notes. Next, we have Venus coming through, right? Doing the same thing. She moves into Leo later today. I think she already moved into Leo. Today is the day I'm recording this is the 27th of June. Yeah, she moved in. Yeah, she moved into Leo in the middle of the night last night. Depends on where you live though. So Venus is going to come and connect in the same configuration. She'll be opposite Saturn, square Uranus, and then she'll catch up with Mars. So that's July 6th, July 8th, and July 13th. I do talk about this stuff in more details in my membership, on my membership platform on Patreon. So you're more than welcome to join me there. I would love to have you. All right. That's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take good care. And I will see you soon. Namaste.